Hey, my name is John Sullivan.
I'm Max Berglass,
I'm Demir Bird.
and we're going to talk about the Turner Loft Complex, the transformation of Turner Field.
I will go over the executive summary and the market analysis.
I'll be talking about the project description and key assumptions of the project.
And then I will discuss the economic and fiscal impacts and the financial statements. And then at the end, we will go over our conclusions and construction costs.
And an overall breakdown of our project. Turner Field is supposedly getting torn down, and we feel as though if we can transform it into a housing complex, a shopping mall, and a rec center. Instead of tearing down the field, we feel that we can continue to make an impact in the community that the Braves organization once did before they left. The Braves have been in Fulton County since 1966. They made their move into Turner Field in 1997. Turner Field has been a focal point to the community since its existence, and we feel that it should remain and continue to be a benefit to the local. Historically, the neighborhood around Turner Field is not the most desirable place to be in Atlanta, with it having an extremely high crime rate and also experiencing 20% of its housing to be vacant. With that being said, the people of the community are starting to move out. Within the past year, the population has seen a 17% decrease. The new complex will make the area safer, keep people within that area, and as well as bring more people and money into the area.
Alright, the current Turner Field deal ends in 2016. That's when we plan to transform the stadium into the previously stated new apartment complex, restaurant, bar, and concourse. The Little League field will be transformed from the existing field. An emergency response center, which will have a fire and police station, and a rec center, community center. Our project will be like these new series of projects. This is a Stadium Lofts project in Indianapolis where they transformed it, and Osaka, Japan, where they made it into a full neighborhood. There's an investment group in Atlanta called Invest in Atlanta that is dedicated to revitalizing their downtown neighborhoods, and we believe this project will be a cornerstone to their goals. Invest in Atlanta Group will be partnered with Wood Partners to be the main investors or main private investors of the project, and the Wood Partners will be the contractors and eventually run and operate the Loft complex once completed. This map will show the existing Turner Field. The lofts will be built from the 200 level on up from sections 414 to 425. The emergency center will be from sections 327 to section 241, and the recreation center from 244 to 320. That's all the spots. Turner's existing concourse will be transformed and redeveloped into a shopping center and office spaces. Our plan is to use some current existing vendors like Waffle House, Bojangles, and the current group there to put in restaurants on the concourse level and expand that room so people can come there for dining services, as well as put in a few bars and an Atlanta sports store holding memorabilia from all the Atlanta sports teams, as well as Georgia sports teams as the Bulldogs and Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. We plan on paneling the concourse where it faces the field with glass panels so they can still see out onto the field. In order to finance Turner Lofts complex, we will use a mixture of public and private funding. The City of Atlanta will donate a $4 million bond, which will be paid back over the period of 30 years, and the private sector will be sold from auctioning seats, the Wood Partners investing money, and Invest in Atlanta. The Turner Lofts complex has a variety and a multitude of ways to earn revenue consistently instead of seasonally as they currently do with just the Braves over the summer. The recreation center will sell 2 memberships. Half year membership will cost $150 or a full year $300. The monthly apartment rent ranging from $600 to $1,200. The food vendors and restaurateurs will pay rent for their space on the concourse, and portions of that will go to the utility fees of the. Another source of revenue will be a naming rights deal with Turner Media Group. They'll pay $5 million over the course of 40 years to fund for it, and they will get a portion of yearly rent fees in return, as well as good publicity and placement for future downtown revitalization projects. Turner Lofts Complex will generate a more consistent day-to-day income instead of the seasonal opportunities granted by the 81 home games of the Braves. With the obviously consistent increasing day-to-day income, there will be a slightly more increase in expenses due to electricity and cost of operating the new facility. But overall, the facility should generate more money and be a better server of the community than Turner Field currently is. Our total projected cost for the project will be $85,508,862.40. This is for the apartment complex, renovation of the concourse, emergency response center, and recreation center. The total of the emergency response center and recreation center is just shy of $4 million. It totals out to be, on construction cost estimates, $3,928,945.45. This will be covered by the City of Atlanta's $4 million government bond. The city, in return for this bond, will be given 12,499 of the existing Turner Field seats to repurpose as they see fit. We propose using them as bus stop seats, park benches, subway seats as well. The remaining 37,497 seats from the stadium will be auctioned out at around $400 apiece. This fits in when compared to sites like eBay, Amazon, where seats can reach up to almost $1,000, but generally stay around $500. But that's just for stadium. The higher end being Fenway seats, Yankee Stadium seats, and Dodger Stadium seats. The rough estimate from the selling of all these seats at $400 a piece is just shy of $15 million, being $14,998,800. The remaining 100 seats will be used for the Little League field that will be put in place. The Atlanta Braves will be donating $1 million for the Recreation Center. In return, the Recreation Center will be called Braves Recreation Center. This will allow them to use their colors on the basketball courts and use their logo on the existing baseball field as well. The Invest Atlanta Group will be donating $20 million as the start for this Keystone Downtown Atlanta revitalization project. Turner Media Group will be paying $5 million as part of a naming rights deal for the Loft complex. This will cover for 40 years, and a portion of the yearly rent will be given to Turner in return. The remaining $40,510,062.40 will be paid by the Wood Partners Group. The Wood Partners will be the main contractors of the project and will take over the operation of the complex once completed.
The Turner Lofts complex is going to bring a lot of economic value into the neighborhood, pre-construction and post-construction. The first aspect of the Turner Lofts complex that's going to bring economic value to the neighborhood is through the apartments. Apartment rental percentages in the neighborhood are currently over the national percentage, as the national percentage of apartment rental averages around 34%, and the Fulton County percentage is at 48%. Another aspect that the Turner Lofts complex will bring are through jobs throughout the community. 13% of Fulton County is involved in the construction business, while another 22% is involved with transportation and material moving. This will be big during the construction process, as we will bring more jobs through the building process and bringing people and materials to and from the work sites. Another aspect of the Turner Lofts complex will be brought due to the prior history of Turner Field. The stadium has brought in a lot of impact and a lot of money through different revenue sources, and one that we will be capitalizing on is food. as we will keep the existing Waffle House, Neighborhood Pizza, and other various restaurants, as data has shown that people are willing to spend money at Turner Field. The final revenue source of the Turner Lofts complex will be through the rec center, as people will pay membership fees ranging from half-year memberships to full-year memberships, half-year being $150 and full-year being $300. It would also be generating revenue through group activities such as charities and youth sports leagues, where people will pay fees to use the facilities year-round. As we can now see on our balance sheet, cash has increased each year, showing the profits made at Turner Field. Merchandise has also gone up, which will be a big incentive for building the mall later on, as it shows that people are willing to buy food and other Braves merchandise at the facility. In addition to those revenues, the cost of the facility's property and equipment was $110 million and has depreciated since then. The biggest liability on the balance sheet being shown is the government bond taken out for our loft complex, as we put down $4 million, and we will pay increment payments of $240,000 per year. Now here's our net income shown on the income statement, and what this statement has shown us is, once again, like talking about the merchandise sales on the balance sheet, that people are willing to spend money in this part of town. The concessions, parking, and merchandise revenue all have increased. The biggest liability shown on this financial statement is the ballpark operations, as it has increased every year. This is an expense that we will be watching carefully, as we will be adding more assets to the ballpark through the rec center, the mall, and the apartments, and have factored into all of our construction costs, as the utilities will continue to increase on the facility. Our last financial statement is our statement of cash flows. The main thing we have gathered from this financial document is that cash flow has gone down for Turner Field as the years have gone on. This shows proof on why the Braves will be moving to Cobb County to build their new facility, as they want to increase attendance and cash flow throughout their organization. We feel that due to this state of Turner Field, we should add all these new assets, such as the mall, rec center, and apartments, and due to those acquired assets, it will increase cash flow for the facility as a whole, with rent, sales of merchandise in the mall, and participation fees for the rec center. Overall, the economic impact of the Turner Lofts will help the community as a whole, as during the construction we will be giving jobs, giving homes for the future, and give people reasons to spend money throughout the city for food and activities at the rec center. That's the end of our project. I would like to thank Dr. Regan for helping us with our financial statements, and the Doty Athletic Center for letting us film her for the day. Thank you for listening.
Instead of hold on. The new competition. Oh shit. Competition.
Complex. I think I wrote that wrong.
Nah, you read it right, but I don't know. I didn't even start.
Apartment buildings. The apartment rental percentage in the neighborhood. People will pay fees to use the facilities every week. What are you laughing at?
And rec center cost totally of rounds up to be $85,508,862.40. Don't forget the 40 cents. They will be allowed to use the blue and red of the Raves. The Raves.